This is the DYU C3-14 electric bike. It's got that mini, foldable look that's becoming super trendy lately, especially if you want something to quickly toss in the back of a car, bring onto public transport, or slide into a corner of your apartment. Honestly, at first I wasn't sure about picking up a 14-inch folding e-bike, since I've got plenty of those bigger, more traditional models with big tires, full suspensions, and more power. But the appeal of something simple, small, and genuinely portable made me want to give this DYU e-bike a try. And after putting about a month of use on it, close to 100 miles at this point, I have plenty to say for anyone curious about this type of ride. The shape of this bike just stands out right away. If you've never tried a folding electric bike, it's hard to imagine how compact they get. And the DYU C3-14 keeps itself nice and sleek. All black, minimalist design, mid-set handlebars that fold down, and a low step-through frame so anyone can get on or off without tripping up. For me, a foldable e-bike that doesn't weigh a ton is a real advantage. The C3-14 comes in at roughly 47 pounds, so it's not feather light, but I can still pick it up and maneuver it into my trunk without breaking my back. That's something you really appreciate if you're trying to get around the city or want to mix in public transit. Let me talk about the power and battery. The DYU C3-14 has a 350-watt rear hub motor and a 36V 7.5 Ah lithium battery. If you're new to e-bikes, that means you'll get a decent punch for regular commuting needs, but you're not signing up for an off-road beast here. In pedal assist mode, DYU says the battery range goes up to about 25 miles, and in pure electric throttle mode, you'll get a maximum of about 15 miles. From my experience, those numbers are pretty realistic if you keep to flat city streets. I typically see anywhere from 10 to 20 miles depending on how much I'm pedaling. Charge time runs around 4 hours for a full battery, which is fair for daily use. As for the assist modes, there are 3 ways to ride the C3-14. Pure manual pedaling, pedal assist, where the motor helps match your pedaling so riding takes less effort, and straight throttle, where I can twist and go without pedaling. The single-speed drivetrain makes it simple. There aren't any gears to mess with. That means there's less to brake over time, but if you hit a hill, you'll feel it right away because you can't downshift. Honestly, that's the only time I've missed gears. The C3-14 is happiest on flat ground. The speed tops out at about 15 to 20 miles per hour if you're combining throttle and a bit of leg power. My usual top speed on throttle only hovers around 15 miles per hour, which is just right for cruising along bike paths or sidewalks. If you've never been on 14-inch wheels at that pace, it actually feels faster than it reads. The tires have decent grip and do fine on pavement and park paths. But with no suspension besides what's built into the seat post, you feel every bump. For pure city use or park trails, it's comfortable enough. But if your daily ride includes rough roads or cobblestones, just know the ride can feel a little jiggly. Stability is probably my biggest concern on these smaller bikes. At 14 inches, the wheels can feel twitchier than bigger e-bikes. Once you get used to leaning into your turns, kind of like riding a kick scooter, it gets easier. Still, I wouldn't call this a perfect fit for anyone much taller than about 5 feet 10 inches, which is where I'm at. I fit fine so long as the seat is set to the highest position, but tall riders may want to try it in person before buying, since cockpit space is a bit tight. Let's talk comfort and little features. The DYU C3-14 comes with an adjustable, faux leather seat that's pretty basic but surprisingly comfortable, even on longer rides. The handlebar grips feel generic, but do the job. I really appreciate the rear rack for strapping on a backpack or small bag. Just know it's not meant as a seat for a second rider. The battery is built into the frame, so you can't take it off for charging, but I don't mind plugging the bike in as a package. Everything I needed came pre-assembled except for popping on the seat, handlebars, and pedals. It took me less than 20 minutes to get the bike ready for its first spin. Safety is better than I expected for this price point. Both front and rear wheels have mechanical disc brakes, and the stopping power is totally adequate for the weight of the bike. The LED headlight works in a pinch, but isn't super bright. If you plan to ride at night, I'd recommend clipping on an extra bike light to the handlebars. The built-in taillight and reflectors get the job done for being seen, especially in early mornings and evenings. The LCD display up on the handlebars is simple but gives you what you need: battery level indicator, mode switch, and a bell for alerting people as you pass. I actually like that it's basic. Less that can go wrong, and honestly, I end up using my phone for speed and navigation anyway. I mounted a phone holder there and haven't missed having a fancy display. Since I wanted to really test daily use, I brought the C3-14 along pretty much everywhere. To the park, on short commutes, running errands, and just cruising around my neighborhood. Folding and unfolding the bike is a breeze. The handlebar has a safety lock and drops down easily, and the pedals tuck in as well. The whole package fits easily in my trunk, or even the back seat if I've got groceries in the way. There's no center hinge on the frame, so the frame itself stays rigid, which makes it feel just a bit more solid than other super foldable bikes I've tried. Now, here's what I realized during real-world use. First, the small wheels and light frame make the C3-14 maneuverable. Great if you need to weave through pedestrians or tight spaces. I can toss the bike into my car, head out to the waterfront or a city park, unfold it, and be riding in under a minute. Having an e-bike that's genuinely portable is a game changer for my routine. However, the same compact size means high speeds do feel a little shaky, especially over rougher pavement. I had to remind myself more than once that this bike isn't about speed or off-roading. It's built for chill commutes, short hops, and fun neighborhood rides. Another thing I noticed is that the seat post did slip down a couple of times, even though I tightened it up beforehand. I did a quick adjustment mid-ride, and since then it's been fine. But I could see how heavier or taller riders might run into that more often. There are some minor quality quirks like that which make sense at this reasonable price level, but nothing that's been a deal breaker for me so far. The DYU C3-14 really shines for quick trips, last-mile commutes, and as an option for people who don't want to deal with big, heavy, hard-to-store bikes. From my experience, it's perfect for city riders who want a simple, fun way to get around without spending a fortune or sacrificing all their living space for a full-size bike. It's great for students, younger riders, or anyone who needs something to toss in a car trunk. I wouldn't recommend the C3-14 if your main riding goal is speed, tackling hills regularly, or daily hauling of heavy cargo. There's just not enough power for big inclines, and the single-speed setup has its limits. Build quality is solid for the most part. The frame feels strong, and I haven't noticed any real flex or creaks. The paint job is sharp and glossy, and generally, all the welds and finishes look good to my eye. The control wiring is tidied up nicely, tucked under cable covers to keep things clean. It's just a clean-looking, modern e-bike that doesn't scream for attention. A few things for new riders to keep in mind. Charge the battery regularly. Avoid puddles since this isn't a fully waterproof bike, and check your tire pressure often since smaller wheels are pickier about it for ride comfort and safety. My only other real complaint is that the ride does get a little harsh over bigger bumps or holes since there's no front suspension, but it's honestly what I expect from a bike in this size and price range. In conclusion, I'd recommend the DYU C3-14 electric bike for anyone who values portability, daily practicality, and affordability over raw power and top-end speed. It's a reliable little ride that makes commuting, running errands, or enjoying local parks fast and easy. Yes, it has its quirks, but none that overshadow its convenience and value, especially for newer riders or someone looking for a flexible way to get around the city. I will leave detailed information about the DYU C3-14 electric bike in the comments for your reference. Thank you for watching.